Ever since I woke up this morning, I felt a bit strange. Can you see what I mean?
Welcome back to our Sunday videos, everybody. Hoping you have a great week. Just a warning, no more goats. There are no more goats in this video, so don't worry, no more goats are going to appear on my face. If you're worried, don't worry, it's not going to happen. Alright, so there's something I've created which I'm really excited to share with you all, and it ties in really nicely with today's video. So sit tight and I'm going to explain what I've created for you at the end of this video. So if I ask you the question, worship, what does that word mean? When I ask you worship, what does that word mean? What comes to mind? Well, when I googled worship to see what Google had to say, it says this: the feeling or expression of reverence. And I had to Google what reverence meant because I had no idea what it meant. And reverence means deep respect for someone or something. So, the feeling or expression of deep respect and adoration for a deity, for God. That's what Google says worship is. And when we talk about worship in church and in our lives, it's all about meeting with God and giving him our whole attention. In the book of Exodus, which we can find in the Old Testament, we learn about when God gives Moses the Ten Commandments. Just pause there. Think about those Ten Commandments. They were written and they were carved on massive, massive big things of rock. Imagine how Moses felt having to carry those around. It would have been so heavy. But it says, you shall not bow down and worship them, being other gods, or worship them, for I am the Lord your God. You shall not bow down and worship them, for I am the Lord your God. That is one of the commandments we are given. We come to worship God. We come to worship him alone. The most common way we do this is by singing. You know, we sing in church, we have a band, there might be an organ, it could just be our voices, we sing. But worship can be anything. It can be through being creative, through talking to him, or even just going, God, you're awesome, and thank you for being my friend. The Bible is a great way to find out about worship. There are so many accounts where God gives us chance to explore what worship is, and Jesus teaches all about it. But again, we look in all the Old Testament, we find in 2 Samuel chapter 6, it says this: King David and the whole house of Israel were celebrating with all their might before the Lord, with songs and with harps, with lyres and tambourines and cymbals. They were having a great party. Big party, lots of singing, lots of dancing, lots of music. It's a fantastic way to celebrate and give praise to God. They had music and were praising God because he had been faithful to them. They wanted to sing and say thank you to God because he is awesome. That is what worship is about. It's about coming to God and just saying thank you. You are a great God. You are an awesome God. We can come to God in worship when we're sad, angry and lonely too. It's not always about being happy, but when we step into God's presence, we can lay all of that down at his feet, forget about it, give it to God, and just say, God, you are awesome. That is why, this is very exciting, I have created some worship playlists on Spotify, and you can find them in the links below this video in the description. When you're listening to these songs, you can listen to them and listen to what the words are saying, but you could also draw, you could dance, you could sing and join in, you could be even going out for a walk and listening to these songs and praising God. You can do this anywhere and any way you want to, because worship is all about coming and being with God and going, God, you are awesome. Thank you for being my friend. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.